All right. I think we finally got this going. Thank God.
Yes, thank God. Thank you, Lord.
All right. Well, good morning, Alek. Thank you for joining me for the, well, I know people don't notice, but we've been setting this up for like the past 30 minutes just to get this to this
Yeah.
point.
Sorry, this is like one of my first podcasts, so
Oh man, and you would think, by the way, I was setting up, it was one of my first too, but here we are. I was just, for everybody who's watching this on the YouTube or watching this on Spotify, you can see how big Alek's arms are. Holy crap, bro. Like I cannot stop staring at those things. Holy shit.
oh wow, I do got big arms, I guess.
Wow. Oh, you just
Work real
found some,
hard
huh?
for them.
Oh, wow. Where did they go? Where did they come from? They just get you're getting ready for the Tampa Fit Fest right now. It's a couple weeks away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How's your prep treating you, man, going into that?
It's going really good, man. I've been just keeping the food in. I've been staying full and bigger, and I just have to tighten up right here a little bit, and I'm good to go. But I'm heavier than the last show that I competed at, Florida State Natural. I was 180, and now I'm like 185, and I'm keeping relatively the same conditioning, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling healthy, so that's all that matters. And I'm back on the diet because I was eating pretty much whatever I wanted, but I was still controlling my portions. But right now I'm back on the diet and just tightening everything up 2 weeks out, so everything's good.
Right. You also indulged in a couple of snacks there recently, right? Like
Yeah, I did.
what did you
I
eat?
Chick-fil-A,
Oh.
Chick-fil-A, and what's it called? Um, Burger Stop. It's really good. I don't know. They have it in Florida. It's really good.
Okay.
They have like peanut butter and jelly burgers there. It's insane. Yeah, it sounds disgusting, but if you're a sweet and savory guy, you'll love it. You'll love it for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I am, but I'm interested. A peanut butter and jelly burger.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine.
Right. Well, you know what's crazy? I couldn't imagine fries with shakes, and now that's like one of my favorite things to do is to get like a vanilla something, like especially from like McDonald's, right? And get one of those fries, dip it in there. It is.
Or Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A.
Oh, what do you
You know what I'm talking about.
what do you get from
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A? Now I'm curious, dude. I
The
always get myself
yeah,
confused.
the vanilla milkshake they have with the fries,
Um,
and I'll have two chicken sandwiches and a large fry. But that's like once in a while.
once in a
Yeah.
while. Do you put any
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A sauce on there? Oh, what's your Chick-fil-A condiment of choice?
Oh, I put like everything on there, like ranch. Yeah, Polynesian, Chick-fil-A sauce. Yeah, I can't decide because they're all really good. They taste great. Honey mustard. What else? I put barbecue on there too. No, no, no. I'm not gonna go that far. No, I don't put
The
barbecue on there.
barbecue is where you draw the line, huh? That's where it
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
too far.
Only for
Ranch,
the fries.
only for the.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Right. So,
exactly.
so you talk about like you dip like the waffle fries and like the vanilla shakes and things like that.
Yeah, yeah, it's really good. I tried it with the chocolate milkshake. It's not that good. Yeah,
No. Yeah, I
vanilla's
feel
way to go.
interesting. That's also really interesting how vanilla. Yeah, I can imagine because I can't imagine it with chocolate ice cream. On the same token, I couldn't imagine it with vanilla ice cream, and here I am. So, I guess, hey, you know what? I think I got to try it for science now, Alek. I got to try it. You know what? This kind of leads me to like a really interesting scenario. So, like for me, anytime I get into a cut and have like one of those refeed days, get one of those cheat meal days, I always get a lot of flack because people don't understand you kind of need those things sometimes. Like if you're not competing and all of a sudden you see someone such as like yourself eating a whole bunch of Chick-fil-A to be like, wait, how do you look like that while eating Chick-fil-A? I mean, Do you kind of get that
Yeah.
response sometimes when you kind of eat like that, or like how is that for you when you go into that like situation?
Yeah, like for me, like since I've packed on so much muscle, I could just get away with it. Like I can eat like every Saturday, I can have a cheat meal, and
Mhm.
it'll go straight to the muscle that I train that day, straight to the biceps, if I train biceps that day. But I would
Yeah.
typically do it like on a leg day, like a bigger muscle group where I can accommodate more calories, and I know that and also I'll take like a 10-minute walk right after I eat that meal. So it's a
Mm.
tip right there for you if you want to make sure all the food goes to the right places, not to you'll have some, temporary bloat, but it'll go away.
Wait, so you're
Next
saying
morning you'll wake up shredded and tight.
so wait, you said that if you eat something like that, take a 10-minute walk and then that'll go to your muscles? Is that what you said?
It's gonna help with the digestion. Yeah, it's gonna help with the
Um,
glycogen breakdown, just so you make sure everything's going, moving, not just sitting in one place.
yeah. All right. All right. That makes me feel better because I always
Yeah.
take my evening walks and I guess now I'm just gonna do it for digestion too. That goes well.
Yeah, just a really slow walk. That's it. Because if you start jogging, diarrhea, diarrhea will be coming. So be careful. Don't
Oh,
have too much fun.
do you remember those do you remember those like old diarrhea things like when you're sitting in a seat and you feel a little heat, diarrhea. I feel like he just did one of those things, or is that? Do you know what I'm talking about at all, Alec? No.
No, not really. What about sitting on the toilet?
No, my God, no, no, no. It's just these old, as kids when you make anything rhyme and all of a sudden becomes a
Yeah,
thing. We used to do that about like
yeah,
diarrhea, just everything, anything that would rhyme together. Like, I don't know.
that's hilarious.
But anyways,
In
yeah,
the
can we talk about
bathroom.
um well, you know what's interesting that you're talking about some of these things of digestion, talk about things with like healthier eating. Um and how old are you, Alec?
I'm 22 right now.
22. Wow.
I turned January 26th, 22.
Damn, like dude, and you have all right, so I gotta ask, especially as like a natural athlete and everything, like when did you start working out? Like when did you because it seems because if you're to look at your frame, if you look at the muscle that you developed, it's hard for me to even believe that you're 22 and I'm here with you and I know you. But so yeah, can you kind of go into that? Like when did you start lifting weights? When did you start working out? What got you into it? Like let's kind of just take them from there and I guess see what happens.
Yeah, I started working out like at 11. I found like a few pair of dumbbells in my dad's like closet, and I was playing soccer, and I never was really into soccer. I was a pretty good defense player, and sometimes I was playing offense. I scored a lot of goals. But I never was really into it, and I was a big like food junkie as well, and McDonald's eater at around like 11 years old, 11 to 12 years old. But then I was not happy with how I looked, how I felt, and it's like it's kind of crazy to think that at 11 years old, I'm thinking about, like my body and everything, like, oh, I don't like how I look like, and feel like I have like body dysmorphia or something. I felt like I was diagnosed with that, and I just started lifting weights in my room, and I felt the pump. It was really nice. I took some pictures. I was like, "Ooh, that's cool." And then I just kept working out, and I wanted to go to a gym, but I had to be 16 years old, or I think I had to go with a parent to work out at the gym. So I just
Mm.
worked out arms most of the time. I was working out, I was doing calisthenics in the first place.
Mhm.
That's where you start at home with calisthenics, some dumbbells, and then at 16, I went to a gym near my school, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. I was
Okay.
walking every day to LA Fitness. It was like a 10-minute walk, and I was going there almost every single day at 16. I was just so happy I could go to the gym, and that's all I cared about, literally. Like I was missing out on the partying, the girls, everything. And I was also like antisocial kind of guy because the gym just got too much into my head. Like I was a real meathead. I was more of a power builder back then, but now I'm a bodybuilder, and yeah, powerlifting is not my thing anymore. Like I like that I can bodybuild and I could still do powerlifting movements, but for bodybuilding purposes. I could still lift really really heavy as a bodybuilder because I built the muscle. I gradually got there, and I went through a lot of vicious cycles. Like I had a caffeine addiction and everything from like 16 to 21. I was drinking every few days. It was pretty bad, but I didn't notice much muscle growth until I was like 18 years old. I was working out more. I was doing more bodybuilding. Um, but at 21 years old, I lost most of my muscle because I was diagnosed with like PVC, with like a heart condition, because I just ate too much food and I abused myself with caffeine. So I must have damaged my heart, and with creatine and trying all these other things, yohimbine and Tribulus terrace, these natural testosterone boosters, which don't, it naturally enhances you, but it's not, a steroid or anything like that. But that basically just rose my blood pressure too high. There was too much stress on my heart. So um, I was a mess. I was a ticking time bomb, and fortunately, my dad, he went through a similar situation with his heart. He drank Red Bull, and he felt like he almost had a heart attack, and he went to doctors and everything, and the doctors didn't really help him. They actually gave him they actually made it worse for him because they recommended him potassium pills, which, like, it increases energy production in your heart. Like it raises your heart rate like faster. Too much potassium is not
Oh
good.
wow.
And I don't know why the doctors did that for him. So he didn't trust the doctors. So he just started doing his own research and found like natural herbs, like natural healing elixirs that you can do like a bypass on your heart. You can heal your own heart without going to the doctor for them to, open you up and operate you, and
Yeah.
have it's a risk. You might, get part of your body paralyzed. So if you should it's you should go to nature and see what that can do for you. Listening to good music, doing your exercise, just getting back on your feet. So that's what I was trying to do uh, when I turned before I turned 21. It was at 20 years old where I had this heart problem. But for a few months I couldn't work out. Unfortunately, I was very depressed, anxious. I had a lot of anxiety. I had panic attacks. Like when I went to the gym, back to the gym, my heart was just out of whack. I had AFib basically, and I had heart palpitations for like a year and a few months, and now it went away. Like I prayed to God and everything, and I found God through this TV show called I think Jesus on Angel Studios. It's a
Okay.
new Jesus show. It's a nonprofit made TV show, and it's amazing. And I found Jesus, and he saved me. Jesus saved me. He just cleansed my heart, my mind, and everything. Just applying, the Ten Commandments in the Bible and everything really just helped like get myself together, my health,
Hmm.
my mindset, my perspective on life. And it's amazing to that I have like a relationship with God. Um, and he softened my heart. Like my heart is no longer hardened. I forgave people, and I pray for people, you know, I pray for good health and everything. And like it really changes your physiology, your physical self. And it's amazing what it's done for me. And now I'm 22. Um, and you know, I don't have these heart palpitations anymore. Like in February, like it went away. I still had some panic attacks in the gym, but now it's all gone. And I managed to compete still with these heart palpitations last year, the whole year. I was competing at a few shows like Florida State Natural, Treasure Coast. I got 3 pro cards without a coach. Um, and this was before I had God in my life. Like I didn't have faith or anything. I always believed in God, but if you don't know who God is, you really don't have faith. And it was amazing that I was able to get 3 pro cards, still having these heart palpitations. I wasn't able to push it to 100% in the gym because I always had, you know, that. But I'm so grateful I was able to pull through and do that. And now I'm even more blessed. I can push it to almost 100% in the gym now.
Oh, so
And
you're still
sometimes
not at
I
100% then.
Uh, I think I'm there now. I think I'm actually at 100% now. I'm pushing it 100% now. I track my heart rate sometimes just
Right.
so you know, I'm not in the, you know, danger zone. Uh,
Danger zone.
but
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
But
okay.
and I've gained a lot of muscle now. I I pretty much all my muscle memory came back, and now I've
Right.
built even more muscle on top of it. So I'm
Right.
really grateful that I'm here and I'm able to do this, and that I have my parents to support me. So
Yeah.
if
That's
you are going through something, never give up. Just keep on doing the next thing. Just keep looking forward. Don't look at the past. Let it go, you know.
Man, that's so real quick, I just want to recap on the big event. So you started working out around 11 or so. You wanted to play soccer. I feel like that's the story of Arnold, right? He was playing soccer, lifting weights to get ready, but then
Yeah.
you you at a really early age had you were self-conscious about your body, and then but then you couldn't go to the
Yeah.
gym until you're 16, and then 16 you started working out. You said you described yourself as a meathead per se, and it just
Yeah.
like kept on, it kind of just kept packing on from 18. And then from 18 you said, all right, so how do you know, because I feel like a lot of people talk about a caffeine addiction in bodybuilding, right? Like, because I mean, I'm not any different, dude. Like, I wake up and my instinct is to pop in some pre workout and get ready to the gym as you're drinking some coffee right here. Um, how do you know if you have a caffeine addiction? Like for you, what drove you to say that you had a caffeine addiction?
It was almost like every other type of thing every other day, and I was always like obsessed about my caffeine drinks. I was always taking a picture and posting it on my story, like look at me with my caffeine bottle. I'm ready to kill it at the gym. And I just thought I was invincible, like I can do anything, and I'm Hulk. I'm Superman, and you know, that like this body, it can't be damaged. You know, like I'm bulletproof, but I wasn't. I kept drinking every day blindly, and at the gym, I just didn't notice my heart rate. I never was focusing on my breathing or anything like that. And like I know the entire time my heart was beating fast, you know, because the caffeine. Like I was feeling it sometimes, but I never closely observed and looked like what is this caffeine actually doing to my heart? Like I'm drinking 200 milligrams of caffeine, sometimes 300, and once in a blue moon 400 milligrams. And it was just it's too much. Like at that age, why drink that if you know you're so young, you know, and you get a lot of energy from your food if you eat a suffice amount.
Right.
why drink the caffeine if you it's better to have coffee, like, or green tea. Those caffeine sources are healthier than like energy drink. It's okay to drink it in moderation, like I would say anything over 150. uh like people build tolerance, caffeine tolerance, and I built caffeine tolerance, so I got comfortable with higher amounts, but
Right.
still it was still doing damage to me because
Well,
I was drinking almost every other day, every 2 days.
you were just drinking like a energy drink every other 2 days, or what? What do you mean by like drinking it? Like,
Yeah, like the caffeine drinks, like Ghost Energy or whatever, G Fuel. I never drink G Fuel, but that's an example. And like also the caffeine powders as well, the pre-workout powders. I was having a lot of that.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
it was bad
I feel like
addiction.
I gotta be really honest with you. It doesn't sound like you're consuming anything more than an average bodybuilder. So I'm curious as to, well, I
That's
don't know.
crazy.
I don't know if that's I like I said, and that's what I wonder. Because I've been seeing that a lot lately, where people on
Yeah,
social media will joke about having a caffeine addiction, but I mean, I definitely have in the last year kind of taken in my caffeine content consumption, and then been like, maybe I can dial this down. Like, you don't have to have that,
yeah,
but it's pretty interesting that you kind of had that realization already. And then I wanted to highlight one thing really quickly, because it seemed like over the last few years, what sounded to me is that you got more devout in your faith, and that kind of helped your soul and you internally. That then is kind of projected out outwardly. Um, what
yeah.
what were you? What would you say, if you were to kind of look at the Alec before you had this awakening from what you said about 2 years ago? Can you talk about like what it was for you, like your mindset? Was it like a self talk? Like what was it? Do you think that like kind of led to you to needing that aha breakthrough kind of a moment?
Yeah, I just felt like I just I felt like life, like I don't know. I just didn't feel, I felt lost, like I was missing a piece inside of me.
Mhm.
And I just kept on, just working out, just like this is it. This is all I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. And also with personal training, like I always wanted to do that, but I kept on delaying it, delaying it, delaying it, because like my ego was in the way. Like, oh, I want to, do whatever I want. I'm a spoiled. Like I think my parents, they did spoil me quite a bit.
Okay.
So I was able to do whatever like I wanted with myself at the gym and stuff, and like yeah, the gym just took over my life, and my heart was like really hardened. Like I definitely had some ego back then, and I didn't like that. Like it was just very toxic, and I was still like a nice, kind person because I always had that in my heart, but I just felt like this is, I just couldn't take it anymore. Like I had the health scare. So that's what led to my breakthrough. Like I was like at the lowest point of my life because of that health scare. Like I couldn't do what I love. I love doing working out and everything. And all that was gone. I lost like my muscle after a few months, a lot of atrophy. Um, and then that led me to my breakthrough, but it took a while. It took a whole year until I turned 22. When I turned 22, then I found Jesus. My sister was like, hey, like I'm watching this Jesus TV show on Angel Studios, and it took me a while to to check it out, like because I'm just so into myself, my selfish desires, my flesh, all about me, and then slowly I just felt, the need to check out who this Jesus is, and he helped me get a breakthrough, knowing who God is, and he allowed me to, he taught me just like you know, you have to have a forgiving heart. You have to humble down. You have to take it easy, and care about your health, and it's not all about, you know, your ego. It's not all about you, you know. We're really small in this earth, you know. I'm an ant, you know, and we're all ants, so we're all fragile, and that's that's what led me to my breakthrough. Like I couldn't take it anymore. I just couldn't. And I still, like, I'm still working out. I'm doing what I love. And I'm still working on it. I'm still working on my routine and like personal training as well. I'm gonna work with my business partner, um, with his personal training business. Hopefully, in a few weeks, I'll be able to train people. I have my ISSA certification, so I could train people, and I just want to do that. I want to train people. It's been so long. I want to coach people for bodybuilding competitions as well. So I'm glad I was able to prove to myself though that I could, you know, compete and win competitions on my own without a coach. I always had like a very competitive mindset with
Mm-hmm.
like that. Oh, I can do this with bodybuilding, with what I'm good at. Whatever I'm good at, I always was competitive at it. And I'm like, I don't need to rely on a personal trainer or anything like that. And I definitely do, you know, I do regret that, because if I had a personal trainer, then maybe I wouldn't have gone through that health scare. Maybe the personal trainer would warn me, you know, about not overtraining, about, you know, eating healthy and caffeine. Maybe this personal trainer would help me a lot. But anyway, that's kind of off topic.
Well,
Um,
no, I mean, but that's, you know, but that what it seemed like you learned from that health scare though might be more beneficial to you than had you not gone through that to begin with. You know, and that's what it sounds like you
exactly. Yeah.
experienced a lot of gratitude and resilience from that moment. And because the perspective you just
Yeah.
kind of had, like the aha, holy crap, check my ego moment, like that doesn't
Yeah.
happen for young men at age 20, 21. So the fact that you kind of at 22 can see that and hear that and make a difference in lieu of it, says a lot about you, man. And I mean, I speak on behalf of a lot of men that I know. A lot of those egotistical things
Mm.
that we kind of face, like
Yeah.
crap, for us, kind of it doesn't happen till well later on, and usually it happens with a little bit more of a price to pay than a caffeine addiction, right? I'm not trying to knock on your health, but it just usually it's a
Yeah.
circumstance of life events. But the fact that yours
Yeah.
is kind of like that, that's pretty amazing. And now that, yeah, because that's I feel honestly, regardless of how much weights you lift, regardless of what you look like in the mirror, regardless of what kind of food you're consuming, if the mental and emotional health aspect isn't on par, then it almost all goes to waste, you know. And
It does.
um, because you know, like the body dysmorphia thing and so body dysmorphia, right? Like in the regular population is about 10 to 15% of the population. In bodybuilding, it's around 53% of the body dysmorphia issues. And you know, it's always, I always bring that up to people who think, especially in today's day and age with social media, thinking that you have to have a perfect physique to be happy or to be confident. But then it's like, you know, you present that stat like, well, professional bodybuilding, 53% body dysmorphia. And it's like, wait, why? I don't get it. I don't get it. Cause it's like, yes, the physique, you kind of, you know, it does definitely make you feel a little bit more confident. But if you rely your entire validation on what you look like to other people, or what you think you should be looking like in the mirror, it just destroys you, because it's not about that, you know. And that's why it's like really interesting on the more that we kind of advance, the more we kind of start learning about ourselves. It's not really sometimes about the objective result, but rather like the subjective mindset that goes into everything else,
Yeah. It's
Go ahead.
all about the heart, not the appearance, like it says
Yeah.
in the Bible. Yeah.
Uh,
So that's what matters the most, is about where's your mind and heart and soul at, I think, like you said a very good thing about that, it's not worth it if you're just doing it, for your physical look, and you completely ignore your health, your mental state, and your feelings and everything like that, like just living inside a box, like Jay Cutler said, just he was living inside of a box eating his meals, and that's it, yeah, that's not life. It's not.
right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely got to find your life balance with that, because otherwise, because I mean, hell, it's, if for any athlete that's ever gone through a prep, you know what it's like sometimes to isolate yourself, because so many things in today's society, especially from a social aspect, are predicated towards not as good habits. I don't want to say bad habits, but not as good. Like everything is alcohol
Yeah.
driven. It seems like everywhere you got to smoke this. Every food is processed, and since the majority of the people are into that lifestyle, right? Over 70% of the population is either fat or obese. In order for us to create an exception like a physique to get up on stage, you kind of have to create an exception with your lifestyle. And that does sometimes require isolation, requires you to not be part of the norm. And I feel like that in of
Yeah.
itself presents an opportunity to work on ourselves mentally and emotionally, because it's like, I don't
That's
have any
true.
friends around me. I don't want to, whatever. But it's like, you can be by yourself. It's okay. Like, you got to
Yeah.
find yourself to be
Yes.
like that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's that
God
been like?
designed us that way.
God, all right, we'll go into that. I'm curious because it seems like you got really excited about that.
Yeah,
I'm curious
yeah.
about
Like
that.
he created, Adam and Eve, and it's like the true purpose, is for us to be content with ourselves, happy, like like, yeah, we're here to, reproduce and everything, but not everyone, is gonna want to, reproduce and stuff like that, and have children. But I think it's just being content with yourself, happy, and just, with what you have, be grateful for it. And I think that's a good mindset, and not always be like, oh, never satisfied. Like, yeah, of course we have goals,
Right.
that we have to work on. But just, be content regardless. Like, keep working, but be happy, like, with what you have and what you've achieved so far, and don't flex it off too much.
don't
Yeah.
don't flex it
Yeah.
off too much. Sorry, I get.
Yeah.
I love I love all the puns that we make as bodybuilders. Sometimes they're just like, yeah, don't flex it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't. But but you see this flex. But anyways, um, so you know, well, what's interesting is for me, like especially when I met you, man, like I gotta definitely say that when I completely just being, I don't know, I don't want to say egotistical, but stereotypical or projecting. Like I was like, wow, you look like like you described as like a meathead. But then when I got to know you and actually be around you, it's been like, dude, you have a very pure heart, very pure intention. Um, I hope you get a chance to listen to the podcast that I have with Teddy, because we talked about. I told Teddy that you're one of the few people where when I'm around, I feel bad about cussing because of how pure your soul is and how well you speak about Jesus.
That's funny.
But
Hey, that's a sign, man. You feel something in your heart. It's not right.
yeah, I guess that's more for everybody that's listening on this. It's like
Yeah.
Alec really is a very pure soul, and when I was around you, I felt that pure intention. I felt that pure energy, and it's just interesting sometimes where you could just be around people and you kind of just have a feeling of who they are energetically and who they are
Yeah.
spiritually. So I can't talk
Yeah.
spiritually. Am I saying this
Spiritually.
correctly? Why does that
Yeah.
sound so weird to me right now?
Spiritually.
Spiritually. I, I
Spiritual realm.
spiritual. I don't know, but sorry, I said that regular word. But for
Yeah, like
you,
living in the spirit
yeah, you
is
definitely do
great.
that. Is that for you when you compete? Because I feel like everybody competes for all different reasons. For
Yeah.
you, what's it like for you to compete? Is it like spiritual? Is it like the whole 9 yards? Like, what is it for you when you get ready for a competition? You get up on stage. What drives you internally, mentally, emotionally? Like, what's that like for you?
Yeah, like I'm passionate about what I do, and I'm really grateful that, God has, blessed me that I can, do this. It's a privilege, to be on that stage. And what drives me is that, I could inspire people to, have healthier habits in their lives and to live a, healthy lifestyle and to glorify God, like what he's done for us. Like I just want to be I want to be like God. Like I want to have a character like Jesus, like just being a good person and just always setting new goals and not being ambitious, not being too ambitious, but just being in God's image. I just want to live like a child of God. I that's that like I want to live. I'm still working on it. Like I want to be more like spiritual too when I do step on stage. Like I want to like I think about like the last few shows I think about like God and I pray to him before I step on stage. And it's a beautiful thing like what it does to you to your perspective and your experience too. Like your experience is, completely different and like you just realize what really matters. And yeah, God drives me because he gave me an opportunity. He gave me a second chance to live. And I want people in this world to, be healthy and to be happy and to not take their health for granted or like opportunities for granted.
Yeah, yeah. I always, I'm always intrigued to hear people's stories for what makes them submit to. We talked about this, like submit to like a higher power, a higher authority, a higher calling per se, and then it's interesting on at least in my experience of what I've seen is where you're on this path and a lot of people don't understand why they're on this path. They experience something that makes them kind of realize that the path that they're on, it's not that it's the wrong path, but rather the wrong intention, the wrong mindset towards it. And then all of a sudden, once
Yeah,
you get
that's
that experience, you get that feeling, that calling, then you kind of bring it down to what you're doing. And then you just kind of reapply what you were already doing, except you're doing it with way more intention, with way more conviction, with,
yeah, yeah.
like it sounds like that's
I
what
love
you've
that.
kind of done with with bodybuilding and with your
Exactly.
calling per se.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Following my calling, yeah. And just
That's
that's whatever you said, it's perfect. I don't know what to say else.
yeah. Well, well, because, I feel like a lot of people learn things as a reflection of themselves, and, for me, especially what got me into podcasting and what really got me into wanting to do this. There's someone in the background there with the microwave. um,
Yeah.
it's all good. Um, no, but like, so for me, just kind of experiencing my own breakthroughs, my own calling, and then being in the space now, I've met so many bodybuilders and so many everything where you would think it's just about lifting weights. You would think it was just about this and the other, but so many people have had this experience of experience. What is that in the background? I can't.
Uh,
Oh
Mom, what are
no.
you doing?
Oh, it's a podcast. You can just
No,
say, "Hey,
I'm on
I
a
just accidentally
podcast.
repeated."
We're recording right now.
Oh,
It's
Tara
live.
said hi. This is great.
Alan says hi.
This is. What are you guys talking
Can you
about?
uh
Don't
just
be so.
life and bodybuilding and spirituality and yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Motivation, encourage, inspire. Okay, I guess she's gonna take over this podcast for me.
Is she? That's
No. Thank you. Okay. Make it interesting. That's what mom said. Don't make it boring. Okay. Things that people want to hear. All right. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, that's staying on there, Alek. I gotta let you know that one is staying on the.
Okay, it's good. We're keeping it, raw here.
No, of course you got to. I mean, that's the whole thing about a podcast, though. There's so many. Like a podcast is supposed to provide a platform for people to just be organically their true selves, and there's nothing more. I don't want to say despise. But in a world where we're already kind of living off of what projection we can make and what impression we can make, and nothing more makes me cringe than hearing a podcast that sounds like a newscast interview, like in everything scripted.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cringe.
Yeah. No.
It's
fake.
It is. Well, speaking about fake, cringy, and things like that, I've seen that you recently you kind of recently started your vlog on YouTube and started creating content for that. Like, how's that been like, and can you kind of go into, I guess, what the goal of that channel is?
Yeah, like I was just vlogging. Every competition I was doing, I was vlogging my journey to it. Sometimes I didn't like how it came out, so I didn't, upload the video at all. But I'm just being myself on there and just having a fun, good time, and just sometimes giving, some tips, like, what I do to, like, be a bodybuilder, to be a better bodybuilder, and to just, live life good, and to just have good energy, bring a good vibe to people.
Right. Yeah, because especially because it's, I know that a lot of things that you promote are there for the right intention. Like, you actually do want to bring about inspiration. You actually do want to provide a message and have it connect. Whereas I see like a lot of other people do things again for the sake of impression, for the sake of having something scripted to make something go viral.
Clout.
Yeah. And it's interesting. It just, I guess, is just all interesting to me because China drives the point that we're all here for different reasons. We all have different intentions, and like, I don't know. And also I think it's kind of scary sometimes, because some of these videos or some of these channels that promote better health habits, at least they say they do, then all of a sudden, they'll promote PEDs. They'll be promoting something else like this, and promoting that you need to be on something or have this extracurricular something to be a better version of yourself. Like anything that really promotes you having to do it something external to validate yourself internally, I kind of question its purpose.
I don't like that. Yeah.
No.
I feel like it doesn't serve like a good purpose. Like it's I don't think it's like the meaningness of it. I don't think it's as meaningful. Like, I feel like you're filling a void. You're trying to fill something that just, you're doing it for the wrong, intentions, and like, you're just doing it for yourself, for you. And it's, I just don't, I don't like people that are just doing it for the ego, for the wrong reasons. And people, they don't put much thought into it when they, get into like, steroids, or like getting some kind of job. Like, people, they like to rush the process. They like to rush things. And then that's where the issues come in, like,
that instant gratification mindset that a lot of us have and a lot of us promote. It's a scary thing, and I've said it over and over again, man. Like, if I were a teenager now,
No,
trying
I'm
to.
not done. No, shh. Come on, I'm talking to him.
No, but I'll say it's like if I were a teenager, no.
Please respect. Be respectful.
What is up?
Uh, she's not listening to me. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, it's all good.
Like,
It's all good. What is that? Wait. What is what's your background? Like I hear an accent from your mom.
oh yeah, we're Polish. Like our background is Poland
Okay.
in Europe.
All right.
And I was born and raised in Florida. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Opposed. Yeah.
I have
I'm
a
glad
little
you.
bit of an accent sometimes.
No, I was saying I'm glad you established that Poland was in Europe, not Poland, Arizona. You know what I mean? So thank you for
Yeah.
that. So no, that's
Yeah.
Polish. Interesting. That's a really interesting. So, how far does your lineage come back to being in the States?
We're the first family in Florida, in US.
In the U.S.
My whole family is in Poland. Yeah. So
Wow.
that's
Okay.
it.
What
We're all alone.
what brought about the move, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I think my parents just wanted just the American dream. There was communism, in Poland
Hmm.
at the time, and they wanted to leave. The government wasn't that good, and that's what they felt, and here we are.
That's nuts. That's nuts. I
Yeah,
still I always love hearing people's backgrounds of people traveling or anything like that. So don't mind. Anyways, we were talking about the mental health, the mindset. Where were we at?
yeah,
um anyways, well, yeah, let's talk about the upcoming shows and things like that. So you're getting ready for the Tampa Fit Fest, and then what other shows are you going to be doing after this next one?
I'm actually gonna do the Jordan Cup, Jordan Pro Cup.
What? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna just give it a shot and see what I can do, I'll bring a bigger, fuller package, and I think it's gonna be a great opportunity to just see where I stand between all these guys, that have been in the game for a while, and I'm just getting started. Like I started competing at 18 years old, now I'm 22. So yeah, I just want to see what I can do, and just I'm doing all for God, like I just want to carry his presence. I want to shine the light on people, with what I'm doing. I just want to be a good person on that stage, and I can't wait to just meet other athletes and just have a good experience all together.
Yeah. Are there any athletes that come to mind that you're looking forward to competing against? Or are there any ones um that you're like, holy shit, I gotta like bring a better package
Yeah.
because I'm keeping like who are some of those athletes for you?
Carolina Muscle, man.
Yeah.
That guy's a tank.
That
Like
guy is.
his back is packed, man. His legs, everything about his physique is complete. Like he's pretty much maxed out, like he's matured. His whole frame is he's there, and I just want to see like what I can do at 22, and I just want to see where I stand up with the older guys, like if I'm top three, that's awesome. Like I'll be really happy with that. Or imagine being second place. That's crazy. So I want to see what I can do, what kind of illusion I can create with my shape, with my lines. Like I'm not the biggest guy. I'm like 185 pounds. So if I'm against 200 pounds, I want to see like I can make myself look like I'm 200. I just have to have a good tan, a good, you know, body butter on me, or some kind of, spray. I actually have our own business, Bold Bodybuilding.
Okay.
My mom makes body butters, so it works well on the spray tan. You blend it in, and you get like a nice glow. And it's not a non-drip formula as well. So I could actually show you a little bit of it. I'm just gonna put it on
Shameless
my
plug. All
my
right.
body right here. but yeah, it gives you a nice glow, to the skin. So, boldbodybuilding.com, if you want, you can check it out. And yeah, it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you win. It's gonna give you an advantage because there's people that they get they get a spray on them, and then by the time they're on stage, it phases out and they don't have that pop to their muscle. But this stays on for a while, and I just think everything just adds up. Everything, you have to calculate everything. If you wanna win, you have to do everything. You have to consider every variable and weigh it out. So yeah.
I remember watching being at the Florida Pro and then seeing everybody, all the pros get ready. It's interesting on experiencing like the amateurs the day before and then seeing the pros the day after on just the level of preparation, the mindset, like the margin for, I don't want to say error, but the margin of difference is so finite at the pro level, that it's, yeah, like you just kind of said, you kind of have to think about every small detail, because if you're not, someone else
Yeah.
is, and it's just a really competitive
Yeah.
atmosphere. It's man, that is really interesting for you. What, like, when did you know that you can compete at a pro level? When did you know that, like, you wanted to take that chance? Like, is there a defining moment where you're like, oh, hey, maybe this is what I want to do?
Yeah. Well, when at 21 years old, for the NGA Mr. Universe, I actually had an accident with my head. I injured my head like 6 weeks out of the competition, and I was like really lean and everything. And long story short, like I was going, like I do DoorDash as like a side hustle. Like so I had the wrong mindset too. I was a fool back then, just going for the money, working for the money, like an idiot. And it was a rainy day. I had my slippers on, and I was rushing to do a DoorDash order. Like it's not important at all. Like why did you do it, Alek? So I fell and slipped on my elbow, and I gushed it, and there was blood coming out. And instead of just like breathing and covering it up, like I just rushed and kind of panicked and went up to the kitchen countertop and told my mom what happened, my sister, and then I blacked out. I fell on my knees, and then I kind of like just I was kind of straight, like this. My head hit the concrete floor
Right.
on the tile, and a lot of blood was coming out, and it was really scary. And fortunately, I didn't have to go to the hospital. The fire station is like 1 minute away from here. Actually, 30 seconds. They can drive here, and they're here. So we called them, and they said, like, he should probably go to the hospital. But my dad is always I don't know, he's always against the hospital. Like the hospital, like the you know the emergency fee is a lot of money for them to just pick you up and take you to the hospital is a lot. So we didn't want to pay for that bill.
Right.
So it's actually right here, this couch right here. I was sitting, and I was just like, what is going on? I'm like, what did I do? And yeah, I lost myself a lot. But I fortunately, I had really bad vertigo. I think I got a minor concussion from that, or kind of bad concussion, and I healed from it. For a week and a half, I had like vertigo, really bad vertigo, like everything was spinning. Like I kind of felt really sick. But for that time being, I was eating a lot of food, like so that I can recover quickly as much as possible. And it wasn't the smartest because like I kind of messed up with my lines and everything. I got fat back on my physique, but then I think I was 5 or 4 weeks out, 4.5 weeks out, I think, and I managed to get back to the weight that I was before, being shredded and everything. And I wanted to bring the most conditioned package ever, and I brought it. I had striations in my glutes, and I went to the lowest weigh at 165 pounds. This was in November. I was 165 pounds, the lowest when I for peak week, when I was, doing carb depletion, like no carbs for 3 days. And it was probably not the best decision to do, because at that point I should be filling out. But then I filled out, and I was like, I think 170 pounds on stage, and I didn't pack too much size, but I had really good conditioning lines and decent posing. And I this was my pro debut for Mr. Universe, and I went up against a few guys for the pro men's bodybuilding class, and I winded up winning first place. Like it was my goal. Like, this is my last show at 21 years old, and I want to do this. I want to be the best. And I mean, I was pretty downsized because of the injury and everything. But I was the most conditioned, so I was really proud of that. I'm really happy, and I won. And after that moment, I'm like I can really do this. Like, I think I can make a career one day if I just keep going. And actually, sorry, that wasn't my last show. I actually did another show. I forgot what it's called, but I also won my first pro classic physique show as well. So that was an awesome achievement. I think it was in 2023 that I did that, in January, before I turned 22. And that was nice. And it's crazy that I compete at 180 on stage now, like 10 pounds. I'm like, where did this come from? Like 10 pounds of muscle, are you talking about? And it kind of looks like it is 10 pounds of muscle, because I'm still shredded. Like, I have I have decent cuts, deep cuts in my abs and everything. My obliques show, veins are everywhere. And this is just half a year. It's like I gained 10 pounds of muscle. And that's crazy. I'm 185 right now. When I woke up, I was 184. By the time I go to bed, it's close to 190. And it's just crazy that I'm, after 6 months, like, I've gained all this muscle. I've trained really hard, and I feel like because of the injury and the heart palpitations, that's what was bringing me back from putting on more tissue and exercising really good, pushing harder. I couldn't do that because of, those injuries, because of the heart and everything. But now that's all gone, restored. I'm good. And I think that's why I've been able to pack so much muscle, because I'm not dealing with those health issues anymore. And it made me a wiser person now. And it's insane. I competed at Florida State Pro. I was top 3 in my pro debut for that show. I was the winner. I was the Mr. Florida for bodybuilding and classic. So that was just pretty crazy that I had that experience. And at that show, like, I had some kind of at Florida State, I had some kind of real bad, like, bloatedness, like digestion. I had really bad diarrhea. I don't know what it was. It must have been something I ate that my body wasn't used to. So I felt like I had a lot of gas in my core, but I still, pulled it off, and I was top 3. Yeah, now I competed, at already 3 shows this year. So my goal this year is to compete every month and try to get 8 shows, do 8 shows, and just my goal is to just do the impossible, just grow into every show that I do, because I've been lean for a year now, and I've been shredded for like half a year now. So, like, my body adapted, it got used to it, and I feel healthy. And like, it's just amazing, this kind of progress I did without a coach and everything, because I'm so fortunate that I have all this time that I can just dedicate my time to bodybuilding and fitness, but I want to do more with it. I want to do personal training. It's something now I need to focus on working. And fortunately, my friend is giving me an opportunity to work with his personal training business. Instead of working at commercial gyms, like earning the minimum wage, I'm gonna be able to earn a good amount of money, and I have to drive there too. It's kind of far, inconvenient, so it's gonna be worth my time because working with Christian, his company is called CS Sports and Fitness. Yeah, like people there, they value your time, your experience, your skills, so they're paying you for for the experience you deliver for them. You're not getting underpaid. So I waited, and I've been patient for this opportunity. So I'm grateful for that, because like I love competing, but I want to really help people too. I want to help people. I want to get ready people for shows and everything, but I feel like I've been pretty lost. Like I'm like, where do I go from here? Like I've always been like a lost person, but I'm finding my way now.
Yeah.
Every day I'm working on myself, on my routine, and just stepping out of being a lazy person. Like I don't want to be this lazy bodybuilder anymore. If I want to be the best at this, then I have to get out of my comfort zone and like put in work. And I'm back in school as well. I dropped out a few times in college because I just felt like it wasn't my thing. But I'll see where it goes. I'm
Yeah.
about to finish my associates, but I don't know if I will finish it. We'll see how things go. I really do want to finish it, but I'm horrible at exams and everything. I just think I need to just study harder and have a good learning method, because I've always been bad at academics. And
Yeah.
I think it's because I've been so distracted with bodybuilding and fitness when I was younger. Like I think I was diagnosed with ADHD and everything. But I think I'm better now with that.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah, I'm excited.
yeah, I'm about to say I don't really consider it to be a distraction. You just found something you loved at a really early age, and who is anyone to tell anybody to not pursue something that they're passionate about? You know what I mean? And um, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's not a bad thing. So, all right, well, it sounds like yeah, it sounds like you have like, you're in the right mindset about things, especially because like you said, hey, I don't know where I'm at, but it's what I just love that you kind of highlighted is that you are comfortable being uncomfortable is what I just kind of gathered through all of that. And the fact that you just said, yeah, I'm kind of lost right now, but you said it very convictingly and very confidently. And whereas like,
Yeah.
because I've seen a lot of, I mean, me, myself included, I've had that moment where, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, mindset. But so the fact that you can take yourself out of it, just kind of what you said, kind of look at it from a third person perspective, like, all right, well, I don't know where this is at,
Yeah.
but I've been in this situation before where I know it's going to work, and I'm really proud of you for
Yeah.
that, Alec. Is there are any social media handles, anything, anyone that everybody, and then also that what was that company again? You said your mom makes that. What was that thing.com?
Yeah. Bold bodybuilding.
Bow body
There's an
building.
Instagram as well. Yeah, if you just follow my page and click the Linktree link in my profile, then you'll find it. But I don't know if they can really see that
Oh yeah, I like that.
there.
There you go. Handmade
Oh,
soap.
I don't know if they can see that.
No, I could see that. No drip formula, natural body butter. Man,
Yeah.
yeah. um,
See that?
pose and glow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, exactly.
oh man, that's gonna be by the. Nah, never mind. I'm not gonna say it. Anyways, all right, Alec, is there anything else that you want to add, man, before we get out of here?
Yeah, like thanks for having me and having me on this podcast. I'm really privileged to be here, and I'm grateful that you're taking the time to speak to me and getting to know me. And I would love to get to know you more as well, ask you questions and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
on Instagram. Because like because I'm that person that like I don't really like to have the spotlight. Like I'm like, it's my birthday, but I'm like, I don't want it to be all about me. I want it to be about other people. And I just yeah, I'm just really happy that we got to talk about this, and that I think just follow your dreams and just have a good heart, have a good mind, and you're gonna be okay. Just keep trusting, God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And amen to that. All right, Alex, stay on here for a little bit after I'd
Yeah.
end. But for everybody else, thank you for joining us. Thank you guys. Hope you have a great day whenever you listen to this. And until next time, guys, deuce.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Anyways,